Murli, thank you so much for joining us in this Fire Up series. This is a lockdown series that we are doing. So we're talking to startup founders in our network around some facet of how they are handling. A lot of it is around opportunities. Everybody is looking at some possibilities coming out of this otherwise not so great situation, but also some around how startups are dealing with different facets of the whole product and the business of running a startup. So thanks for joining us. We are
Thanks
doing
for
one
having me.
each day, and we thought for you, and we're picking up from our because they're all starters we know well. So we're picking topics based on our understanding of some of the things that the startups are doing well.
Sure.
But in your case, like you've gone through several iterations, and I'm sure this current phase also will get you some iteration at the end of it in the next few weeks. Something you will discover for sure. And you've done that well over the last couple of years that you've been running Paymetrics. So we thought let's discuss how are you adapting Agile in your whole the way you build and deliver your products. So that's the topic. Each of these topics are topics where coming from a startup strength, these are inputs and tips to all other startups. So that's how we pick a topic. So that's the topic we thought you will have a lot of first person insights. So before we get started, Murli, why don't you just pick in the next couple of minutes, just describe the journey of Paymetrics. I mean, how did it start? How did it evolve? And where are you today?
Sure. So first of all, thanks for having me. And it's quite interesting, to know what you are doing. Coming to Paymetrics, so it all started when we had to pay huge rental deposit to our landlord. Basically, landlord asked us to pay 10 months equivalent rental deposit. So it was a huge amount. And we thought when we can use credit card to pay small expenses, why can't we build such a huge expense on a credit card and repay once we get our salaries? But landlords are happy to take cash, or even they are happy to take on online bank or check, but they don't keep a point of sale or a swipe machine to pass the credit card. So then we had a difficulty, and we thought, why can't we use credit card to pay such a huge rental advance? That's how it started. So my co-founder and CEO Mukesh, and co-founder and CMO Anusha, and myself Murli, and CTO, we started Paymetrics in 2015. Since then, we are growing 20% month on month, and we are basically facilitating short-term credit, which is accessible to individuals as well as business. So far we have 53,000 customers, and we're crossing almost 10 crores per month as of now.
So that's now I know you started off with rental deposits, and along the way you discovered kind of the whole property management, specifically for multi-tenant offices like incubators, co-working spaces, and such. And I'm sure discovering some more.
Yes.
So, what are your current offerings? What are the products that you have today? Not products, more the domains that you're supporting today.
So primarily we are focusing on the short-term credit where individuals look for 30 to 9 days of borrowing period. That's what we felt that is the first offering. Second thing, even incubation or business or co-working spaces, co-living spaces, they have problem of receiving the rent on time. Receiving the rent from startups or individual tenant. There is a big problem there. So we gave a SaaS offering to them, wherein in a click of a button or on a monthly basis, co-working spaces can collect the rent on time. So we have made the two offerings, providing the short-term credit to individuals as well as small businesses like startups and businesses. Second is a SaaS platform where co-living spaces and co-working spaces can use our SaaS platform to collect the rent on time.
So, what is the development process you follow to build your product?
So when we started, we didn't have much idea, and being first-time entrepreneurs, Mukesh has that vision, and that's how we came along with him. So we started in our own way, and thanks to the mentoring from Triple AT and all other co-working spaces, including the in Hyderabad. So we spoke to users we launched surveys. Basically, we wanted to understand how big is the problem. So we launched surveys and we interviewed thousands of people. We summarized that one. That is one aspect. And then making the product ready to market. You have to bring the product as soon as possible. We should adapt quickly and bring it to the user so that user can use it. So we used Scrum methodologies to build a product. Okay. So that's pretty much. So once we have what user needs, once we have surveys and interviews in place, what is the product needed, the product development follows pretty much the agile methodology. So that's how we build. And we launched our first product in 2016. Yeah.
So when did you switch to agile? I mean, when did you start adopting? I know initially you can't think of any process that agile is for most startups when you're first just couple of members. But when you started hiring people, at what point did you switch to agile?
So initially, we kind of followed with the general methodology whatever we know. So we thought we know the product in mind, and so when we know the clear product, right, we can use the waterfall or other methodologies. And it pretty much went with a standard development. But it was taking time, and the results were not as expected. That is one thing. Second, if there is a longer duration, we don't have luxury in startups. We should quickly ship. We should bring the product features in weeks or not more than months. So I think in later stage, after 1 year of incorporation, then we started using the Scrum and other best practices, and I had to undergo the training actually, so that my team can also understand. Because in agile implementation, everyone should know what is the focus areas, and everyone should know how the agile development should be, so that it can be implemented in a best way.
As you started, again, agile, like they say, it's not like it's not a one shoe fits all model, and especially a startup cannot also afford to be too rigid or too philosophical about practices. Like you just do what works well. Just thankfully, agile aligns very nicely with startup constraints and compulsions, so that agile is a natural fit. But what kind of changes did you make to agile? I mean, as you were doing agile, what form of agile did you follow?
So we tried initially to have 4 months as a sprint, or 4 weeks, sorry. Then we tried out 2 weeks as a sprint. As you said, startups are really dynamic. Even once you prioritize, then pick the top focus points for that month. Even that was changing in our case. Within the month, our focus points are getting changed after third week. So then we reduced to 2 week sprint. Then in some time we had 1 week sprint. We had just focus point, the priority for that week, and everyone is working on only that feature development. So we had to adapt, and we had to change the model to fit into our dynamics, because we need a focused and stable team as well over a period of time. So that was I would say it's a quasi agile by tailoring the Scrum model that fits to Paymatrix team. That's what we did. So there were a lot of experimentation.
So now, are there some key? I mean, like you're now 15-20 member team, and you start with just the founding 3-member team initially.
Correct.
Now, were there key points in the journey where you had to fundamentally adapt, or just make some fundamental change to the process? What were those key? I'm sure there must have been 2-3 key points. Maybe picking a tool, or changing the tool, or adapting some aspect of it, modifying it fundamentally. What were those 2 or 3 points where you have to change something fundamentally in the agile process? The whole process that you follow to build your software.
Yeah, I think in the beginning we didn't follow, but I would say every team member should know what is agile, or agile methodologies, are developing a product, running a startup in an agile way, quickly adapting to the market, not only in the research or surveying, also product development. So major thing is using the proper training is what I feel. That is the first thing, so that everyone is on the same page. Second, the prioritization. So this took a lot of time for us to know what actually user needs. So it's all about speaking to users, knowing what they need, then quickly adapting that one as a product feature and shipping it to the market. So that quick iteration we did little later stage. So yeah, I think
So what was that switch? That switch was to shorten the release cycle, or what was the switch?
switch was yeah, shortening the release cycle. That is the first thing, and actually taking the feedback to from the user actually, because earlier when you had longer cycles, so we really don't know actually whether user knows, whether user accepts it or not, what are the, whether we are solving the problem of the user or not. And even the design sprint also, right? We didn't have luxury to have a
So you
design
started
sprint.
sharing even in the pre-release sprints, in the sprints itself, you start sharing with the customer.
Yeah, beta
Even as work is
users.
getting.
Yes, some of the users, at least where we think they are paying and have been using our platform for a long time. So we took their time. We asked them, myself, Mukesh. We spoke to hundreds of users literally. So we made an Excel sheet. We took appointment. We said, we'll be speaking to you. Please give some time. So most of them gave the time. They are happy to share the feedback actually. That we did after 1 year of the launch, but wish would have done in the beginning.
So did you modify anything in the process? It's one thing to say like it's a 3-month release. What's your release cycle typically? How often do you release?
Now it is in weeks, 1 to 2 weeks.
So pretty much every sprint you release.
Yes.
Okay, that itself is a change in the engineering process.
Yes.
Earlier you might have been using sprint, but you know that you're releasing only after 3 months. So
Correct.
you'll be careful towards the end, but in the beginning, you may not be as careful in terms of quality and completeness.
Correct.
Now, we're going to give it to a customer after every sprint. Now it has to fundamentally change. Every sprint should, in essence, be customer ready. So, yes. What are the changes required in your process to enable that?
So yeah, so to bring, so I'm talking about the major product change. When you have major product change, definitely we need user feedback. So the fundamental change of using tools actually. Now tools are making effective and collaboration with the team and really staying focused and working towards the developing the feature. So we reduce the cycle instead of waiting for 3 months or longer cycles. Let's prioritize and release it so that is a value to the customer and it really impacts our revenues or increases our revenue. Then pick the next priority use case. Then again work on that building that feature and release it. So I think instead of building a perfect product, we change basically release the minimum viable product first, then work on the incremental software development.
So you had to manage your kind of the backlog a little better.
Yeah, backlogs better.
Backlog in a way that you can show the customer something first
Yes.
and complete it later, but get whatever required to show the customer, do it first. Then complete the features in the subsequent sprints.
Yeah, prioritization of the backlog refinement and sprint cycle. Sprint size basically. But 4 weeks
now,
to 2 weeks.
What are the tracking tools you're using now?
Now we are using Jira and for calls, Zoom being in virtual. That in Corona crisis, we are using completely Zoom calls so that the team is motivated and team is on focused. Everyone is aligned to the common goal. So we are using Zoom, Jira, and sometimes we use Trello, but not now. We are using WhatsApp, and we want to use Slack actually. But as of now, being a small team, I know these things are working for us.
Okay, for now, yeah. Now, even Jira for the purely even the agile and release tracking. Did you start with Jira or did you kind of switch to Jira?
Yeah, actually, earlier I tried so that before giving to team, I tried a couple of tools, but it was not of that necessity. Being a small team and change the dynamic, we used pretty much Excel sheets, then simple documentation. Then we started using Trello, which is also Atlassian product. Trello was very simple to implement Scrum or whatever methodologies. So that was helping. But once we grew, once we have a mature team, stable team, then
so you use Trello before you switch to Jira or Trello along with Jira?
No, we tried Jira, then Trello we used because it was simple, and we don't want to spend much because we know we are a smaller team. Everyone is sitting next to us,
Huh.
and we know what feature to develop. It's all about just telling them and giving the 3-4 points in an email or in a sheet. That's it. So once we have a sprint priority and what the sprint goal is, then what to do once Mukesh and I discuss, and how to do we discuss with the team, and it's all about implementation, just estimates, uh, you know, the
So
way.
just again to understand, initially you're using only Trello.
Yeah, started
And
with
then
Excel sheets,
only as
then
you
Trello.
grew, then you said, okay, you needed something like Jira also later.
Yes.
So initially only Trello. That's very interesting. I know
Yes,
Trello has task tracking, which you can also derive some
yes,
kind of project plan out of it.
yeah,
But interesting that you use Trello entirely for your agile tracking.
yes. It's very
Uh,
simple to use,
uh,
and we can implement effectively.
okay, no, that's very interesting. And
So,
then at what point did you switch to a proper agile tool? I mean, Jira. At what point did you switch to Jira in your evolution? Like,
actually, full-fledged we started recently, and I think due to this lockdown, we have to use the tools because people should.
also till until the lockdown, you could manage
We could manage.
without
We could
Jira.
manage. Yeah, we could manage.
Interesting. And that you're saying is because you had a co-located team all in one room, so you could manage. A lot of it was very
Yes,
direct communication. You didn't need a tool as such. So
well,
Trello was good.
yes, yeah, because minimal
How do you track
documentation.
customer commitments? When you make customer commitment, see commitment a few days, a week sprint, one sprint commitment is easy to remember.
Uh-huh,
If a commitment involves like few sprints, something that should take 1 or 2 months.
uh-huh.
How do you track those commitments and planning, scheduling if you're not using an agile tool?
So yeah, we directly speak to the customer. That's what we learned.
So
Last. Yeah.
after understanding what to build, how do you
Okay.
track the implementation?
Okay. Implementation. We myself and Mukesh, we before release, right? We go through the all the developed feature. We make sure those are in sync. Then we speak to the individual
But the
customer.
list of features, where is the list of features kept? In Trello
So
itself?
yeah. Basically, simple Word document which will be given as a which will keep in a drive, Google Drive, and then the link will be shared in the Trello. So in Trello, you can give the points one by one. Then you can give a link if there is a detailed description needed. So we keep the documentation very minimal, unless that needs. We share in a drive, Google Drive, in a Word document.
Interesting. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
very interesting. I'm not surprised. I mean,
Yeah.
knowing Trello, I'm
Yes.
not surprised that it worked.
Yes.
But I'm still coming across for the first time. Very interesting. So you
Yes.
had Trello, and
Mhm.
now you're speaking and you're using Trello with supplemented by additional documents required in
Yes. Google
on the
Drive.
drive. And your whole sprint plans were all in Trello itself.
Yes. Right.
Tasks in each sprint.
Yes.
How many sprints ahead were you tracking in Trello? Just the current
Yeah.
sprint, you're a few sprints ahead.
No. Yeah. We made 1 week as a sprint because when we looked for 4 weeks as a sprint and 2 weeks, we had a
Huh.
lot of dynamics. Then we reduced to 1 week. We had a goals of 1 week and just keep shipping to at least to the pre-production. When there is a huge or big release, then one sprint for just a release. That's what we do.
So, but in Trello, as an equivalent of a backlog, you're keeping tasks for, were you keeping it for the next 3-4 sprints or only the next sprint?
Yeah. So we keep high level goals for the next sprints. Okay. And we
In Trello
discuss
or outside somewhere?
in Trello.
In Trello itself.
Yeah, in Trello itself.
Okay. So using Trello, you have to track the overall sprints, kind of next set
Correct.
of sprints, and
Yes.
the detailed tasks for the current sprint.
Correct. Yes. So
Okay.
that was sufficient in the beginning, I
Huh.
think. Yeah.
So that's all. I mean, it's very interesting. Now, just to conclude, Murli, if you had to give one growth hack tip, right, from a process standpoint, if you can give one growth hack tip to any startup, especially if they're a little bit early stage, early revenue startups, what would that one tip be which will help their business and such from a process standpoint? What would your growth hack tip be?
Sure. Growth hack. Okay. So I think, of course, there are many things available in the internet and through mentorship available. But what I feel, being consistency in anything, being it is learning from user or building a product feature or managing the personal finance or managing the finance, being constant over a period of time, I think that brings huge difference. and that is a big growth hack is what I feel, because we have to work in a sprint as well as look for a longer term. It's like running a marathon. So being constant is what I feel the fundamental growth hack. Yeah.
So they should be consistent, have a view on the market, and
Yes.
what kind of market outcomes are they working towards in the next whatever, at least few sprints ahead. Keep
Yes.
looking at it as they even look at what's going to current sprint.
Yeah, think big and act
these
small. Yeah, think big and act small, and focused on that week, and being constantly delivering or constantly building a product feature, or constantly speaking to customer and understanding, and again reviewing the product feature, kind of retrospect, right? So being constant in all this aspect, I think that is growth hack is what I feel, strongly believe.
Okay, I'm just noting it down. Think big, act small, and be consistent.
Yeah.
So think big is the view of the market, directions and customer expectations, which is a multi-sprint view. And then the act small is the current sprint. Make sure it gets done well, right?
Yes.
That's the current sprint
yes.
view. And be consistent is a overall mantra.
Yes, that's what I feel.
So Murli, thank you so much. So for taking the time, I know it must be very, very hectic. Thanks for taking the time and joining us on this next edition of FireUp. And all the best to you and your team. And please be safe.
Sure. Thanks, Ramesh and team. Thanks for giving the opportunity. Have a great day. Take care.